Many centuries ago, there was a beautiful city ruled by King Midas. He was known to be the richest king in the world, and it was said that he had a vast amount of gold and could buy anything he wanted. He loved his gold dearly, but no one was allowed to see it, and people wondered where he could be hiding such a vast treasure. The truth was that King Midas kept his gold in a secure vault, and every day he would go there to count his gold coins. This habit amazed the queen, and she would often laugh and say,
My dear, why do you count your gold every day? What if it suddenly disappears?
the king would reply.
Don't joke about this. Don't you know the value of gold? Look at the golden necklace you're wearing. Isn't it beautiful? Doesn't it shine?
The queen would say,
It's beautiful indeed, but despite its beauty, it can't buy happiness.
the king would respond.
Gold can buy all the happiness in the world. You just don't understand the beauty of gold.
The queen didn't agree with him, but she knew that arguing with him would be pointless. As time passed, King Midas's love for gold only grew stronger, and he even named his daughter Goldie. Midas loved Goldie dearly, and she was a clever girl who saw beauty in the smallest things. She would often tell her father,
Daddy, come and see the beauty of these flowers. What a wonderful day it is. Look at the sparkle of the dew on the grass.
the king would reply,
There's no sparkle like the sparkle of gold. You just don't understand, my dear. Go and play.
Like her mother, Goldie didn't understand how gold could be more beautiful than flowers. As time went by, King Midas spent more and more time alone in his vault, counting his gold over and over again. Several days passed, and the guards brought a strange man to meet the king. He was dressed in simple clothes, and the king noticed that the man was barefoot. King Midas asked the guards,
Who is this man?
Your Majesty, we found him in the streets. He said he was lost and didn't know where to sleep.
King Midas said,
He must have come from a faraway kingdom. Let him stay here as our guest until we find his home.
As the days passed, the king learned that the man's name was Silenus, but he didn't know that Silenus was a close friend of the forest sorcerer. Silenus stayed in the palace for a long time, was treated with respect, and all his requests were granted. After several weeks, they discovered where Silenus's home was, and it was time for him to leave. The next night, King Midas was sitting in his vault, checking on his gold, when suddenly a man appeared before him. King Midas was amazed and said,
What's going on? I don't believe it. Who are you and why are you here?
The man, who had appeared out of thin air, replied.
I am the forest sorcerer, King Midas.
King Midas said.
How do you know my name? You're here to steal my gold?
The forest sorcerer said.
What would I do with gold? It's worthless to me. I'm here to thank you.
King Midas asked.
Thank me? For what?
The forest sorcerer replied.
Silenus is my dear friend, and I know you took care of him. I'm impressed with your hospitality, and I've come to grant you a wish. Tell me, what do you desire?
King Midas couldn't believe what he was hearing. He could ask for anything, and he knew exactly what he wanted. He said,
I want a ship made of gold. No, a palace made of gold. No, that's not enough. I want the touch of gold. I want everything I touch to turn into pure gold.
The forest sorcerer nodded and said,
I will grant your wish with the sunrise tomorrow. Anything you touch will turn into pure gold. But remember, this will not bring you happiness, for gold cannot buy all happiness.
The sorcerer cast a spell on King Midas and left. King Midas laughed and said,
Huh. How can someone like him understand the value of gold? I will become the richest and happiest man on earth.
King Midas couldn't sleep and waited impatiently for morning. When morning came, he was excited to try his golden touch. He said,
I will be so comfortable sleeping in a golden bed. I am the luckiest person alive.
King Midas started touching everything in front of him, saying,
I won't have to hide my gold anymore. I will go outside and make the whole palace shine.
He walked through the corridors, touching everything, and went to the garden. turning all the trees and plants into gold. He exclaimed,
Wow, I'm exhausted. This is amazing. I should turn the whole kingdom into gold. I should ride my carriage to show everyone my golden touch. But I'm hungry. I'll eat something first.
There was fruit, fish, meat, and many delicious foods on the table, waiting for the king. King Midas sat down and said,
It's a feast. This looks delicious.
When Midas started eating and was surprised by the food turning into gold, he said,
What? Where's the food and what's going on?
King Midas was shocked and frightened, touching everything on the table and watching in horror as everything turned into solid gold. He said to himself,
What will I eat now? What will I drink? Gold can't be eaten or drunk. Will the richest king die of hunger?
King Midas was heartbroken, staring at the useless food. Suddenly, he saw his daughter coming from the garden, and before he could think, he touched her, turning her into a small golden statue. She was beautiful but lifeless, not breathing or moving. King Midas was shocked and cried,
I don't believe what I've done. How can I be happy now? My little daughter, Goldie, say something to me.
His eyes were filled with tears as he ran to the vault and begged the forest sorcerer for help. When the sorcerer saw him, he asked,
What's wrong, Your Majesty? Why do you look so sad? It's not long since your wish was granted. Do you want something else?
Please, I regret what I've done. What's the use of a wish that took away my only daughter? What can I do with food made of gold? It can't be eaten. What can I do with water made of gold? It can't be drunk. The most precious thing to me is my daughter, and now she's silent. What can I do with this gold? If I don't see her smile in front of me, I don't want anything. Please, take all my gold, take everything, but bring my daughter Goldie back to me. I understand now that gold can't buy all happiness.
King Midas, you've learned an important lesson in life. Gold is fleeting, but the love we give to those around us is what truly matters. It never dies, and it never ends. Take this bottle. It's filled with magical water. Sprinkle some drops on everything that turned to gold, and it will reverse the effect of your touch.
King Midas exclaimed with great joy.
Thank you. Thank you, my friend.
He rushed to his daughter and sprinkled some drops of the magical water on her. She began to move, and he hugged her tightly. His daughter asked,
Father, what happened here?
King Midas replied.
Nothing, my dear. I'll fix everything.
King Midas sprinkled the magical water on everything that had turned to gold. He was tired of seeing the glitter and longed for the feel of wood. He went to the garden with his daughter and began to sprinkle the water on the trees, plants, and flowers. For the first time in his life, King Midas felt the beauty of nature and said to his daughter,
Goldie, look at how beautiful the roses are. It's a wonderful day. Look at how the dew sparkles on the grass.
Goldie laughed and said,
Yes, Father, I see it.
After everything returned to normal, King Midas sat down to eat with his daughter and wife. He tasted every dish and felt the pleasure of eating. He had never enjoyed food so much before. He quenched his thirst with glass after glass of water, and his daughter and wife were happy to see him happy. King Midas never went back to his gold vault. He spent his time with his family and enjoyed the simple things around him. And so, he became the richest and happiest man on earth.